We're at our garage and storage facility. Let's roll out while we're driving this week. A Volkswagen Buzz. All the way from Michigan, just for us. I guess we would still call this a minivan, although it's nothing mini about the length. I wonder if this will fit in your garage. You better measure it before you buy. No gasoline engine here, it's all electric. You get the single motor, dual motor. The range is just over 200 miles either way. But the first things we do is check and see what brand of tires they put on. Continentals, that's good, top of the line. We also look in the back, see if there's a spare tire. No spare tire here, it's electric, nowhere to put it. And like all vehicles, we're going to take this out in the dark and test the headlights and do a night drive. It's going to be a separate video. We'll have a link for that at the end of this video. There are plenty of videos on YouTube where they've done long, 40-minute extensive evaluations on this, every little detail. We're not going to do that here. It's been done to death already. We're just going to list the top things we like and the top things we don't like. And things I don't like are pretty noticeable, so you might want to go to the end of the video for that part. Because I don't think you're going to like them either. Well, we'll see. Let's look at the price sheet. I'll put it up on my computer screen. It's a big one, isn't it? Here's the fuel economy numbers. I don't understand how you do this on an electric car, but if you do, here it is. Safety ratings are not yet. Where is it made? Oh, I see some Chinese parts there, but it's put together in Germany. And here's the tab, and apparently there's no options on this one. So, shipping. Here's the total tab. And this is the Pro S Plus 4Motion model, in case you're wondering. Let's start with the likes. This is a very nice looking vehicle. Gets lots of attention on the street. When they find out it's not a gasoline operated, it does cause some disappointment, but it is nice looking though. Same with the cabin, a very modern design, nice materials and workmanship. I've never driven a German car with bad seats, regardless of the price. These are excellent chairs. Little cubby hole for your change or whatever you want to put in here. That will fit. The gauge cluster is separate from everything else. Actually, it's kind of a good idea. Works pretty well. Lots of room for the second row seating with nice comfortable chairs again. Lots of room for the third row, which are folded at the moment. I'll show you why in a minute. There's no front trunk, but you do get this. Pops down for all your floods and other minor service items. I suppose you could store some small things in there, but it'd be awfully hot. Might be subject to melting. I probably wouldn't do it. Oh, I might stick some pizza slices in there, keep them warm, or your coffee cup. Yeah, you can stick a couple quart containers down in here. I like the way these side windows open and close. Now let's go to 50-50 controversial items. Some people like, some people don't. All electric cars, it seems, don't have hard knobs or controls. They seem to put everything on an info screen. Some people like this. And when individuals who test vehicles demonstrate this, they tell you how great it is because you have everything all in one spot. But I notice they're not driving when they do that. When you're doing 75 miles per hour, I don't like taking my eyes off the road to mess with this stuff. And the first time I got in one of these, it was like 100 degrees outside. The interior was like 180 degrees. I jumped in, was looking for the air conditioning, couldn't find it. Finally noticed up here, but it takes a learning curve, and I was melting the whole time. It takes about 3 or 4 days to figure out where all the stuff is. After about a week, I guess you'll be okay, but it would be nice to have some hard knobs somewhere. I don't like this. A lot of people drive electric cars, Teslas, whatever, they don't have a problem with this, so it's a personal thing. I'm not going to gig it. I was wondering where the cup holders were. Here we go. By the way, this is the only vehicle I've ever driven that had armrests both on the right, over here, and on the left. For one-handed driving, I suppose, which you're not supposed to do, but I do anyway, and they do fold out of the way. I like that. Let's start with the dislikes. And we go here for the headlight controls. Any car on the planet, you have very simple control. On and off. Then once you turn it on, you have the parking lights, or the regular headlights. Maybe you'll have an automatic setting. Here we don't have that. You have to push all this mode stuff. Sometimes it comes up, sometimes, oh, here it comes up. Without an owner's manual, you don't know what you're doing or lots of practice. Why do you want to complicate this? Only Germans would do this. Why not just a simple switch? Plus you have it integrated with some air conditioning heating stuff here to complicate things. Well, this is a totally idiotic design, I'm sorry. You'll get the hang of it after a while, yeah, but why should you have to read an owner's manual to know how to turn on the headlights? Hello? Volkswagen. Jeez. Another irritation, every time I'm walking past the vehicle in my driveway, the vehicle unlocks itself and turns itself on. I don't know, I guess there's a way to deprogram that. I can't find it yet, but I really don't like that. Small complaint. Now let's get to the elephant in the room, the seats. The rears can be folded, third row, and they can be removed. Create a lot of storage space. I'm not going to do it. This will be a short video. But these do come out. Takes a couple of minutes. Just unlock them. And you have all this storage space. That's the good news. And if you fold the second row seats down with the third row folded down, you'll have lots of room as well. But the good question people keep asking me, if you can take the third row seats out, can you take the second row seats out? And I was told originally we could, but I did like a dozen YouTube videos looking and nobody could do it. I went down to the Volkswagen dealer, says you can't do it. Huh? I don't get it. If you take the second row seating and third row seating out, you would have a ton of room. Maybe put a mattress in there for camping or whatever else you want to do with the drive-in theater. But by not being able to take out the second row seating, you're losing a lot of storage capability. I don't get it. I'm surprised a lot of people are not mentioning this in their reviews and videos. Also, most people looked at this and said, wow, this would be great for a road trip. They found out it's electric. With just over 200 miles of maximum range, you're not going on any road trip unless you want to spend a lot of time at the public chargers. And then I mentioned the starting price of $59,000, going up from there, and the markup some of the dealers are putting on, which really cranks up the tab. A lot of people who loved looking at this lost a bunch of interest. So don't get mad at me, I'm just a messenger. So let's take this out for a little spin, see how it drives. Alright, the first thing you will notice, there's a lot of glass here, very wide field of view here. Very, very nice, a good positive feature. Consumer Reports complained about the double pillars here, saying it blocks your view. Come on guys, seriously? This whole thing's not going to block enough to worry about. And I personally do not like head-up displays, but this one's extremely bright and clear, unless you're trying to do it on a fuzzy camera on a cloudy day. Believe me, it's a lot sharper in person than you're seeing here. If you like these, you'll like this one. The power steering is very quick and responsive. Excellent, especially for an electric system. I do not think there will be any complaints. I found the ride to be very smooth on the street. Let's take some potholes and speed bumps. These are nasty potholes. Yeah, a lot of thumping, but I didn't feel much. Here's the first speed bump at 16 miles per hour. Didn't feel a thing. Here's another one. Again, very smooth. Here comes the nasty one. A bit of thumping from the rear, nothing serious. I'm absolutely amazed that something so long could have such a tight turning circle. And I mean tight. This should come in handy when squeezing in narrow parking spaces. No complaints thus far. This vehicle is extremely quick, reaching 0 to 60 in around 6 seconds, with lots and lots of bottom end torque that pins you to the seat. Feels quicker than 0 to 66 seconds to me. The brakes stop in a hurry, but the pedal is extremely soft, like putting your foot in a bucket of mush. I think that's going to take some getting used to for many people. And the dual air conditioning system is doing a great job cooling off this vehicle. It's kind of hot and muggy out today, but not in here. Although I have to warn you, it will eat up the range on the battery. By the way, with all the battery packs they're putting under the floor, this thing weighs over 6,000 pounds. Yeah, it's a heavy vehicle. But the advantage here is with all that ballast at the lower end of the vehicle, this vehicle handles pretty good in spite of its tall height. Takes corners just fine. I don't think you got to worry about tipping over. The Buzz is an excellent highway cruiser. You're sitting very high, so you look around through the wide range of view. The ride is very smooth and comfortable. This will be an excellent vehicle for long trips, but being electric, not gasoline, your long trip is going to be about 2.5 hours before you run out of juice. And if you're driving extremely cold weather and turning on the heater maximum, your driving time will be even less, which applies to all electric vehicles, of course. By the way, with all the fantastic low-end torque you get off a battery system like this, climbing steep grades is easy, not even breathing hard. Lots and lots of bottom end torque. So for the week I was given this nice Volkswagen van, what's my take on it? To be honest with you, I'm really not into electric vehicles. I'm not a buyer myself. For those of you who like electric vehicles, well, I told you the good features, the so-so features, and the bad ones, so think about it and make your choice. If you like drawing attention to yourself, you'll get a lot of looks and comments, that's for sure. Now, coming up, the link for our headlight tested night drive. Might as well watch it, you're already here, so click and watch.